It is time. It is time to do a build. As I threw my mouse, it was time to do a build on Caliban, or time to show off my build on Caliban that I've kind of been working on for a little while. So let's see how this goes. Now, for the most part, people probably know Caliban, but as for his abilities, he has 4 as everyone else. So first, his passive ability, of course, gives some resistance to different types of damages that are currently being taken for your allies within within affinity range, of course. But then the first ability, which I think all 4 of these abilities are really useful, of course. So the first ability is Razor Gyre, which the main part you're going to be using this for is to gain your regen or gain health when you're low, and that's kind of what you're going to want to do. So let's just take a look. So we'll simulate some of these guys. We'll let them just hit me. We'll let them just do a bunch of damage to me, and hopefully I don't die. Okay, come on. Oh, yep, that was great job. Great job, me. All right, so let's try that again with just one guy. And so we're gonna do this now. And if you can't tell, whenever we hit the enemy with this ability, we're gonna be gaining health. And that's kind of the goal of this, is you're going to want to be gaining all the health you can when you're very low health. And it's going to make it even better when there's a lot more enemies nearby, when there's a lot more enemies in a group. It's just going to make that even better. Now, the second ability, this one's fairly simple as well. You're going to press the second ability, it's going to raise these guys up into the air. And we're going to use this weapon that I don't have modded just to kind of see it's doing no damage. So I guess I can't really check with that weapon. But you can't really tell, but this does additional damage, right? It gives you additional damage, and with how I have it modded right now, it will be giving an 88% damage increase. And you can just see right here, it lasts for about 12.34 seconds, no, 12.75 seconds. Why did I say 3-4? I don't know. But it gives about 12.75 seconds of duration, and you have the vulnerability for 88%, which means more damage during that time. It has a pretty good range as well, and it keeps them in the air for the most part. There's some enemies that it doesn't really push up into the air, but for the most part, enemies stay up there. As for the next ability, you have 3 different guys. You have the Conquilist. Yeah, these are the guys that I normally do, but you're gonna summon these guys, and they're just gonna fight for you, right? They're gonna do some spinning. They're just gonna be doing a lot, and they do decent damage. They could handle. These guys are Steel Path. They can handle a normal Steel Path enemy, from what I'm aware. It just kind of takes some time, and yeah, these guys are actually kind of pathetic. Why were you taking a lot of damage compared to everyone else? Okay, you were taking a lot of damage. Is that guy? Okay, they are taking decent damage. Okay, so these guys can handle Steel Path enemies for the most part. And of course, we're using heavy gunners because these are some of the better guys to test as far as I'm aware, what I've been told. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just gonna finish you off. There we go, you're finished off. The reason I use these guys is because this is gonna go in with the 4th ability, because these guys can also call the 4th ability, which you will see in a bit. And then next we have the Ortholist, which I don't normally use as often. Why are you guys underneath there? But these guys will inflict Tau damage, which it gives more status effect chance. So I think I just get a bunch of... does it work with Slash? I think it does work with Slash. I think he's getting a lot more Slash, yeah. A lot more Slash than normal. This guy doesn't have it on there. Yeah, so I think I'm getting a lot more Slash, because that guy got up to 3. Now I'm up to 4, up to 6, up to 8. So yeah, I think that's giving a lot more Slash damage to my normal weapons, but I'm sure it will work with pretty much every other status effect. As for damage, I don't think it did as much. We'll just check again. So we'll give them kind of room to breathe. These guys aren't like necessarily made to do the damage all by themselves, but we'll give them room to breathe to kind of see how much damage they're gonna do. We'll just give it some time. Okay, they're doing tiny chips of damage, so if you wanted a guy that does damage, this is obviously not your man. Okay, now we have the summon list, which I definitely didn't mess up a bit. But they're going to summon a bunch of these guys that are going to come in and practically do damage, and that doesn't look like they're going to be dealing a lot of damage. That looks very sad. You guys are going to... Okay, you guys are not going to come over here, are you? Well, I have my own minions freaking embarrassing me. Now you're going to come up here, you're going to... Okay, he's going ahead, he's summoning these guys. Okay, now these guys are staying at range. That doesn't help. Okay, these guys seem kind of pathetic. seem like really pathetic. That's sad. Oh, that is just sad. Why do you guys even call me your minions? That's just sad. Like, the whole gist of this is the summon guys. This is just awful. This is awful to watch. Now for the final ability, which pretty much just does a bunch of armor strip, and I love this. I love this ability because it just does 100% armor strip to pretty much everything. There's some enemies that doesn't do, but if we just do that, all of you guys have no armor, and we can just freaking destroy you. And of course, if you had better weapons than I do, it would do a lot more damage. But we're not here to talk about the weapons today. We're talking about how useful Caliban, our Lord and Savior, is. Because everyone knows Caliban is obviously the best of all the Warframes. No one can argue with me about that. So of course he has a bunch of synergies, which if you do the armor strip, and then if you go ahead and do this little blast, then all these guys are going to pretty much get nearly one shot, and it's going to be amazing. That's kind of the reason I built Caliban. But how did I get this? How did I get to this point? Well, it's actually fairly simple. So for the mods, the aura mod doesn't extremely matter to me because I couldn't find one that purely fit. I mean, I know I have there's the one that the squad receives 75% bonuses, but when I made this build, I didn't have that. And I know I need to get that. So I know about it. So this build isn't 100%, but I do know about that, and I will have to get that eventually. But we have Power Drift for the ability Strength, which is amazing, and we got the extra shield capacity, which might not be necessary, but I went for it anyway. Obviously, Transient Fortitude with more ability Strength, but negative ability Duration, which is why I have Primed Continuity to kind of cancel that out, so I can still have my summons up for quite a bit longer, and so I can still have my 2 ability holding them up in the air for longer. And then we have just Streamline, just for a little bit of, like, taking away how much energy some of these cost, because it can get quite expensive. Same with Primed Flow, I have more energy to keep it so I can continuously call these in. And then we have Augur Secrets for that ability Strength, and then the energy, you get more energy. No, you get rid of the energy to get more shields, because I'm trying to work on survivability and trying to be able to take down Steel Path. So I'm trying to work on an in-between build for this guy. Got a little bit of Vitality because Toxin damage really screws me over sometimes. And then Intensify for that more ability Strength. As for Arcanes, I still need to get more Arcanes and need to farm them up, but we have the Molt Augmented, which is going to give me more ability Strength as I get more kills, which that is already just amazing. That's a go-to. I'm so going to keep this forever. And then we just have Arcane Fury because I have no other better slot, so we might as well give our melee damage some more melee damage, I guess, or crit stuff like that. But not only do I have that, is I also have 2 Archon Shards, Tau Forged, Crimson Archon Shards for the increased ability Strength. Right now I'm at plus 30%. I can get another 45%, bring me up to 299 ability Strength, which is going to make this even more powerful. It's not necessarily going to up most of my abilities because I think my 4th ability can already do all the armor strip it can do. It's going to give all my abilities more damage, of course, but I don't know if it really affects the Sentient Wrath any more. I don't know if it's capped at 88%. I would assume not. I can't find anything on the wiki, so I blame the wiki for that. But I assume it could keep on going, so all these abilities are going to get even more buffed to make Caliban just even more stronger. Now, with all that being said, that's everything with Caliban that I can show you right now. I am going to take him into submissions. Which brings me to Saya's Visions. I feel like this is going to be one of the better missions out of all of them to test out our Caliban, because there's going to be a crap ton of enemies. So we're going to try it. This is the first mission I really full-on did with Caliban, so this is even more fitting. Okay, so shut up, you dumb child, and let us test out our Caliban. So let's grab this offering, and let's go. An invulnerability blessing. Oh, that's interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to be calling all of our abilities. You guys are kind of quite high level, and I swapped to the wrong one. But we are going to take this on the best to our abilities and probably destroy them, hopefully. Looking at all that damage we're doing with the armor strip and stuff, we just need to manage our, what's it called? Our crap. You know, I didn't think about calling my minions in though, because that would definitely be a lot, or definitely be good. God, I can't speak. So this is definitely going to take a bit longer. to complete this, testing our Caliban with this because we have to get more energy, but we also have our operator, so that should help as well. We kind of have to get into the flow of killing a bunch of guys before we can start getting a bunch of energy. It's all those types of things. I'm using the Zenuric skill tree, or focus tree, if that helps in the slightest at all. And luckily we're going in through Infested, so armor strip isn't the biggest thing right now. We can just kind of focus on our second ability to pop them into the air, do that additional damage on them, and call it good. We still haven't gotten our other offering yet, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is there. Okay, so now now we got toxin damage. We need to kind of run around with this. Okay, we just have this enemy, which is kind of weird that you're still here. Oh, not the stupid infested pod crap. Another thing I didn't mention is that when you have these summons, you will be getting more shield. So that is another good reason to have these guys. And you kind of want them out the whole time. That was my whole plan with this build, is to have them out any chance I can. Another reason I wanted to build him is so that I can get to eventually doing the Steel Path circuit. I have a few more things to build, but I feel like now it would be a good time to head after that. Oh my god, all those crits. This crit blessing is insane. Oh my god. But you probably get the gist for the most part on just the normal mobbing you have to do with just the rando enemies. I can't wait to get to the boss and see how screwed we can make him. And I actually don't know if the, what's it called? The stupid, like the Stalker's Acolytes. I don't know if they're going to show up in this mission. I actually don't know how that works. Alright, we got the second blessing. Let's see if this helps me out at all. Give me ability strength. Give me insane movement speed. Yep, that does not really help me at all. Alright, here comes our third one to throw in. Maybe this will give me ability strength. I haven't done these shrines in forever. Also, fire rate blessing, that doesn't help either. And it doesn't help at least trying out Caliban, which I think I've pretty much tried everything out there is to offer. And he is my main, so I know everything, but, well, maybe I don't know everything. But that's besides the point. And the Infested aren't really wanting to come over here. Are they really that scared of me? Oh, no, never mind. They're coming from behind. Let's just do that. Take you out. Let's get that other offering. And this is the last offering. Then we're just gonna have to kill some guys. Heat damage blessing. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting to do. So now we're gonna have to kill the boss, but first I need to kill a bunch of these guys. But now would be a good time to get these offerings ready, because I think we need 2, if I remember correctly. We will need 2 to summon the boss. So now would be a good time to prepare. Okay, this one's ready. I should go to the other one. Now these guys are obviously a lot easier than the guys I've fought in the Simulacrum, because the guys in the Simulacrum were a little bit higher level. But knowing that I can take on a little higher level guys is a lot better comfort than not knowing. And since I have the Zenuric skill, I can actually summon an ability every so often. I think it's a minute. Oh, we do have this guy. Oh no. Okay, I need energy. Ooh, I need energy. Wait. Let's do this. I need energy because I want to try out everything on Malice. And I believe he just... Oh, wait. His shield's already gone. Or not his shield. Or yeah, his shield's already gone. Where is he? Where are you? Oh, you're right there. Okay, let's armor strip you. And I can't just do the damage thing on you yet. Don't have the energy. Come on. And there we go. Okay, I think I picked him up. And nearly 2-shot. Nearly 2-shot. That is so pathetic. That is so pathetic. And we got the unidentified item, which I believe will be a arcane, which we'll check out in a bit. So, we got this guy. I need more energy, of course. Usually on more missions with more enemies that aren't crappy like this, I'll probably get more energy as time goes on, but we'll see how that goes, because I'm going to call that in. This kind of got ran over, but that was uncalled for. Okay, so my guys are going after it. I am going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to armor strip it, which you can't armor strip it. That is good to know. So this is going to be a little annoying. But you can at least... Ooh, wait. Oh, this would be a perfect time to call in the Ortholist, because maybe I can get a bunch of that Tau damage on the big guy and just get a crap ton of slash going. Is that something that can happen? Please, my minions? My minions, focus on big guy. Focus on the big guy. Come on, minions. Focus on big guy. Please and thank you. Okay, you're focusing on the big guy, right? I don't know if you're focusing on the big guy. That doesn't help. Now, yep, that's another thing that happens is, and that's also why you want or that why I have all the extra health, so I have more time to notice when I need more stuff. I didn't think this guy was gonna be this bad, and here I thought I was gonna be able to take on Vayer Heck. Oh man, you know, if I could armor strip you, that would be a lot better, but no, unfortunately you're stubborn like that. You're just stubborn like that, and it's all dumb. But we just keep going, we just keep knocking away at you and trying not to die, probably keeping a distance. Okay, now we're scaring him off. Now that is when I need to turn in 2 offerings. So if I hurry up, I can get all the offerings going. I'm gonna grab as much energy as I can find, and we're gonna grab all the offerings so I can get more more buffs. And then we're going to be able to destroy the Oni, hopefully a little bit faster, provided they give a little bit better buffs. So life stealing, that is something. And provided the Infested stop pulling me. Okay, let's call those guys. And fire rate. Okay, that is something. Now can you armor strip this one? No. Just seeing if I could armor strip that one, but I guess not. And you know, it's a little bit easier if you don't have other enemies around and the Ortholith right here. I mean, of course, I'm not dealing the best amount of damage, but we're not here for that type of damage. We're here to test out Caliban. And I feel like this is actually a decent test because if you're looking, I feel like the status damage is doing a lot more, especially when using the Ortholith. I feel like that slash is actually taking them down somewhat fast compared to what I was doing earlier, so I feel like that's actually a good way to kind of show them off. You know, the only reason this guy sucks is there's no armor strip, so screw you for ruining my demonstration. That was pretty much that. We got Steel Essence, and we got secondary dead. Okay, can you get out of the damn way, you stupid Kuva Lich? But anyway, we got a secondary dead hand for that, but that's pretty much Caliban. It's a little embarrassing that that wasn't the best demonstration, but we'll do one more mission, so I don't feel like I totally failed. Oh, they just totally died from that ability too. Ooh, okay. Because that last mission probably wasn't the most, or wasn't the best show to some of this. Because yeah, so we're doing the capture. I'm gonna find the capture enemy. Gonna armor strip you. Nope, I don't have the energy, but it's fine, so we're gonna do that. Did that even hit you? It doesn't even seem like that did anything to you, but there we go, capture you. But yeah, so like I've mentioned before, his whole point is the armor strip and the damage reduction, from what I'm aware anyway. And paired with some really good weapons, I'm sure this would be a crap ton a lot better. But like I mentioned probably for the 3rd time, this isn't about the weapons. This is about our good boy Caliban. Our god of Caliban and all that kind of stuff. I think he can easily carry me through most of Steel Path. I hope. Someone could tell me I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong. But I feel like he can carry me mostly through Steel Path. Bosses I may need some help with, but there's no shame in that. Because if you don't ask for help, then what are you? I actually don't know. That's a good question. But still. So let's complete this mission. Let's get on out of here. And another thing, I mean, I've never really mentioned, but this doesn't really matter for Steel Path, is you can move fast with other ability. So anyway, that has been the build for Caliban, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's worthy of a build, because I think it's good, other than the energy part, but usually during missions, I usually get enough energy, so I'm not too worried about that. And I have other plans for my weapons, so I'm not worried about my weapons either, so I should be nearly Steel Path ready. I have a few other builds I want to make before I actually dive deep, stuff like that, into the deep parts of Steel Path. But we'll see what happens. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed, maybe like, maybe subscribe. I don't really give a crap. There will be a Discord link in the description if people want to join a Discord, because that's something people told me to do. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you for watching, and I guess I'll just see you in the next video.